Hey everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're doing a Gigi Hadid inspired makeup tutorial. I really hope you enjoy it. Let me know how I get along in the comments, and don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want to see how we got this makeup look, then keep watching. So I haven't done anything at all yet. All I've done is apply primer, and I've used the Beauty Flash Balm from Crayon because this always gives me a really luminous skin to start with. And I haven't even filled in my brows yet, which is really good for me. So starting off with foundation, I'm going to be using two because we want a really luminous base like Gigi always has. And I'm using the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation, and I'm just going to mix in a little bit of the Makeup Forever HD foundation, only because this is just a little bit too pink for me at the moment because I fake tanned, and this is a lot more yellow, so it'll neutralise the colour a little bit hopefully. So I've just mixed them on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to use my beauty blender as usual. And Gigi always has really luminous skin, and I think the Rimmel foundation is really nice for that. It always gives a really luminous finish. Okay, moving on to concealer, and because we're doing more of a really bronzed makeup look today, we don't want the under eyes to be too highlighted, so I'm going to use a concealer which is only slightly lighter than my foundation. So I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW20. I'm just using a flat brush to apply that under the eyes. And I'm also going to apply some on the chin as well because I do have a bit of redness there today. And just a bit on the bridge of my nose. And only a little bit on the forehead. We don't want this looking too bright. And any excess that's just left on this brush, I'm just going to take over the lid as a primer. And then I'm just going to take the Prep and Prime by MAC in the shade Light Boost. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this over the top. So we don't want to use too much powder today because we really want that highlighted Gigi effect, but we also don't want to look sweaty either, so I'm just going to use a tiny bit of powder just to set the under eyes and the T-zone area, just because we don't really want that too shiny. And I'm just going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I'm just using a little bit of the yellow shade. Okay, now to really bronze up the skin, I'm going to start by using a cream bronzer, and I'm going to use my favourite of all time, and it's the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel Cream Bronzer. To apply it, I'm going to use this brush by So Eco. I really like this for applying cream bronzer. And then we want to apply this everywhere the sun would naturally hit the face. So I'm going to start by using it on my cheeks. And I also like to gradually take this around the temple and around the forehead. Okay, so now we're getting quite bronzed up. I'm going to just set that with a little bit of powder, and I'm just using a little bit of bronzing powder from Bourjois. And I'm just using a small amount on this brush today because we don't want to tone down any of the glow that it gives us. Next, I'm going to use the Sleek Lace Blush Palette, when I can open it. There we go. And I'm just going to take some of this orangey shade right here. Moving on to brows, and Gigi has really nice fluffy brows, so that's how I'm going to keep mine today. And I'm just going to fill them in a little bit first with the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil. And I use the shade Chocolate. So I'm just going to go through them first with this spoolie and put the hairs in the kind of shape that I want it. And then I'm just going to use little strokes to fill them in. And then when it comes to the centre, I just like to do little strokes upwards, just to mimic little hairs. Okay, and then to make them just a little bit bushier, I'm going to use this tinted brow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is in the shade Brunette. And in the centre here, I'm just going to brush the hairs off, just to make them look quite bushy. Moving on to the eyes, and Gigi usually wears a really simple eye, which is really pretty, and I love it when she does more bronzy tones as well. So to start, I'm taking Benefit's Hula Bronzer, and I'm just taking a fluffy brush and using that into the crease. Next, I'm going into my Makeup Geek shadows, and I'm taking this one first, which is Creme Brulee. I'm going to use the same brush. And then I'm just going to keep going in with another clean brush and just buffing out the edges so they're really soft. Next, I'm going to go in with Frappe, which is also by Makeup Geek, and I'm going to take this onto the outer part of the lid as well now. Concentrating on the outer corner, and then going in with Cocoa Bear, which is a really nice reddish brown. And I'm just concentrating this in the outer corner. And then for the lid, I'm switching palettes, and I'm going to use the Cocoa Blend palette from Zoe. And I'm going to use this gold shade here, which is my favourite of all time, and it is Pure Ganache. And I'm switching to a flat brush now as well, so I can pat this on. For eyeliner, I'm going to start with using a pencil rather than a gel to make it a little bit more softer. And I'm going to start off by using Costa Riche, which is a really nice warm brown. And I'm just going to line the whole of the lash line, starting from the middle to the outer corner. And then really finely, I'm going to line the inner part. And then I'm going to take this flat brush here, which is from Morphe, and it's the M408. And I'm just going to use this in the outer corner just to buff it out and make a slight wing. Okay, so now we've created a really nice faint wing using the shadow. I'm just going to go in again with the Makeup Geek shadows and then the gold shade that we used on the lid, just to make sure they're all really pigmented and blended out. For the lower lash line, I'm going to start by using Benefit's Hula Bronzer, and I'm just taking a little pencil brush. And I'm only taking a really small amount. Gigi doesn't really tend to wear much along the lower lash line. And then I'm also going to run some of the Pure Ganache, which is the gold shade, along there as well. To make the lids pop a little bit more, I'm going to use the Sleek Solstice palette, and I'm going in with the more peachy orangey shade at the bottom. And I'm just using this on the centre. And also on the inner corners as well. And then for eyeliner, I'm just going to line the lower waterline with this pencil from Barry M, and it's a Shimmering Eye and Lip Crayon. I'm also going to line the top waterline just so when I apply lashes you can't really see the roots of mine because they're quite bare. And before mascara I'm just going to curl my lashes. And these lash curlers I've had for years, they're from Lancome. I think I had them in like a free gift with purchasing years ago. Okay, for mascara I'm going to use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So that finishes off the eyes, and I've just quickly applied some lashes and I've used the Ardell Demi Wispies because they're really nice and fluffy. So we're going to finish off the rest of the skin, and I don't think we've got enough Gigi glow yet, so we're going to be using a lot of highlighter, so if you're not into too much highlighter then step away now. I'm going to start by using the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is the liquid one and it's in the shade Pearl. And I've just put some of that on the back of my hand. I'm going to use my beauty blender to apply it. So I don't think it would be one of my tutorials if we didn't use a champagne pop either. So I'm just going to use a tiny bit of that on this brush right here. And I'm just going to take this right onto the top of the high points. On to lips now, and I'm going to use Max Spice lip liner, and I'm only lining them really slightly with this. And then Gigi always has a really nice glossy lip, so I'm going to use this one by Clarins, and it is the Natural Instant Light Natural Lip Perfector, and it's in the shade number 2. So that completes this Gigi Hadid inspired makeup tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you do by giving me a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye! Can't speak today. Beauty Flash Balm by Crayon. Oh! I don't know what is up with my voice today. So I'm going to go in with Frappe. Oh, if I hadn't just dropped it on the floor. For the lower lash line, I'm going to use, what am I going to use?